Hello, and this is my review on Sausage Party. Um, going into this movie, I expected a little more because everyone's saying, "Oh my God, it's so gratuitous and so like groundbreaking." Not exactly groundbreaking. They didn't use that word, but they were like, "Oh, it's very philosophical and it's bringing up all good points about religion and all that." And I went in thinking, maybe it could be, but it's a Seth Rogen movie. I'm not like trying to say anything bad about Seth Rogen comedy because he can do some funny stuff, but his roots are always with the Seths, if I'm gonna say that correctly, which is Seth MacFarlane and Seth Green and Seth Rogen, whose comedies mainly focus on the short comedy or the offensive comedy, and those type of things can do really well. A little commentary here and there. For me, I think the commentary was there. They really did some good, interesting conversations about heaven and like the great beyond is supposed to reflect heaven, and how far do you necessarily follow the path or the understanding of a faith. I thought that they did that quite alright. But again, this is a Seth Rogen comedy, so it didn't shock me at all that the ending was a big sex party. Like, I'm sorry, it's spoilers, but it did really surprise me. Like, everyone was shocked. Like, I watched like some reviews and they were shocked, and I was like, really? You're shocked in a Seth Rogen film? What did you expect? Like, it's Seth Rogen. God damn it! And this is the end. He technically uh had some dicks in the film. I mean, and in I don't know. I forget what other movies he's in. Like, he's done so much other shit. Like, the interview where he's talking about killing Kim Jong Un, and it's just, I wouldn't say that it's bad all the way because there are too many good things to weigh it out. So in the end, I'm very indifferent about this movie. I'm not discounting the fact that, or discarding the fact that the animation is good. The animation is beautiful, and most of the way through, when I watched the trailer for the second time, I was thinking, this looks like food fight, like the cinematic bomb food fight. And I was like, you know what, this sounds like something food fight was trying to do, like interacting with the humans and blah blah. It opens very much similar to food fight, but of the part where you see the the shopping mart. It opens to shopping malls. It's called shopping malls. Their shopping mart. And I thought it was a funny joke. uh, I'm stupid. Uh, but no, like, and then there were talks about marriage, because in it is like they aren't married yet. Frank and Brenda, the two main protagonists in this movie. Frank is very much distraught actually when Honey Mustard dies, and Honey Mustard, is like spouting off what seems to be bullshit, but we kind of get the feeling that he has seen something and he has experienced something. And then it was the ideas of the great beyond, and what would happen in the great beyond, and obviously the sausages are reflecting men, and so all they're thinking about is sex. Oh my god, he was gonna have sex, blah blah blah. And then the buns are reflecting the women, who's like, yeah, and then we can know each other more and blah blah blah, cuddle, sort of like playing with the stereotypes there. This movie is a whole ton of stereotypes, like stereotypes of like cultures and all that, things that you would associate with a Seth Rogen movie. Um, so it didn't tick me off. I'm very much like the true Buddhist path, meaning the very much Frank in the second to third act, which is he wants to find the truth, and that's what I aspire to do. I aspire to find the truth about life, about everything. It's just some facts and figures that should be there, but I'm not discounting the fact that faith is there for a reason, because there are some good reasons to faith. I'm just saying that there, for me, it's a balance of two things: truth and faith. And I think in the third act they didn't really do it well, because I think Frank is just excitable that he has this news, or he's finally opened his eyes to the light, or whatever. Like, I made a comparison in my written review, and I hope I didn't push too many buttons, but I reflected Frank as Eve. She was very curious about the fruit of knowledge, and so she approached the snake because her curiosity was so insatiable, and that's what led to her so-called downfall, or so-called fall from the Garden of Eden. But in this case, it didn't go the downfall. Instead, it was more of the transcending way, which was him telling everyone, and everyone is saying, "Oh, okay, but why would you tell us this if you're not gonna, really talk to us about it? You're just forcing your opinions on somebody." And I thought that was a little bit hypocritical, but at the same time, they were right. Um, because it should always be a conversation when these type of things come. And I was like, the other day as well, some people were coming to me and talking about their religion. And I said, if I was an atheist, I would be, totally like slapping you and asking you to shut up, because some people might have offense to it. And they were also talking about heaven and hell, and saying, how would you exactly, like, there's no way you can tell like how to get to heaven. But in this case, in this scenario, it's very more the simplistic route, because in essence you're all going to die per se, which is also reflecting of real life. But in this case, it's very much of the gods are taking you with it. And I think the best line of my written review was the simple philosophy quote that I took on the third act. I was like, oh, this is just saying that if God is all powerful, he cannot be all good, which is kind of true, I feel, because technically, didn't God create the devil as well? I don't know, I'm not gonna touch that, but it's just conversations that they were having, which I thought that was really smart. But then it goes, on a little tangent here and there with the small hot dog Charlie. I remember his name, Charlie something. I don't know. I just remember him as Charlie. I think that's his name. I'm not sure as well. See, that's how forgettable his character is. the short deformed one. And he finds out truth, in the great beyond, and humans are killing them, blah blah blah. So they're monsters and we're monsters, and I think the funny part of it was that it was the stupidest of Deus Ex Machinas, because it's, of all things, bath salts that that make them see the food alive. It's just like, what the fuck? Isn't bath salts like supposed to make you like eat people's faces off or something? I don't know. Like, that's the stories I've heard of. Like, I've never heard of people eating bath salts and seeing food alive. So that's one of the funny things I found about it. Other things I was just like, yeah, this is really something from a Seth Rogen movie. Especially the end of the orgy together. There's nothing but like, I mean, I took it pretty well. Being I was kind of expecting it from the get go. Like, I was just saying to after this, like, the second movie trailer watch, I was like, I think there's gonna be like, somehow they're gonna do like sex stuff with the food. Like, I already saw like the puns kind of had the pussy ship, and then the hot dogs is definitely obviously a phallic symbol. Uh, and at the end of the day, when reviewers brought it up and they were shocked about it, I was like, really? Really? Like, that's what you're shocked about? I was shocked at the food technically decapitating people's heads off. I was like, holy crap. That is disgusting, man. That is like, what the hell, man? That is so beyond what I was expecting. Um, and that's gonna be my nightmares now. and it's all because it's playing off of that is kids like animated stuff as well. Like, I could like hear myself say, this is for kids, like, at some points, and like it's like decapitating people, and I'm like, okay, that earns the R rating right there. Like, I don't care about you like breaking the whatever, eating the baby carrots, man. When you chop a guy's head off, man, that's where I go. Holy shit, man. No holds bars, no. Even the douche, like, going up the guy's ass, I thought was something Seth Green would think up of. That's my dog in the background again. And yeah, I think I'm still very indifferent about this movie. I I still give it a 5.5 out of 10. I think at the end of the day, this is a 5.5 movie. If you like Seth Green, if you Seth Green shit, I always get the Seth's names mixed up. If you like Seth Rogen's comedy, I think you'll like this movie, because just for me, I think it's very much a political like move per se, or it's something that the media has rehashed and hashed again, especially with like terrorist groups and everything else, and everything that's happening today. I thought, like, if I'm gonna compare this, I'm gonna compare it to like Inside Out, which had similar, I'm seeing similar like animation designs a little bit here and there, but they said they were more towards Pixar, which is Inside Out. I'm sorry, why did I say that? No, but I'm also seeing Zootopia, which did a really good job talking about the politics aspects of the political world, and I thought that was really good. The ethnicity parts and all of that. And that was very much uh, uh, the comparisons I see more towards of the technical aspects of it. I see more towards Inside Out, whereas the storylines I see more towards what Zootopia was doing. But I thought Zootopia was smarter just because they went really smart about it. I mean, there was the Deus Ex Machina with the Night Howlers, but uh, that was something gave it a pass because it's a kids movie. This movie was an R movie, so you could really do anything with it, and people would be shocked and offended, but it's still in your rights because it's an R movie. Maybe if it's an NC-17 movie, you could do even more, and you could talk about it even more. But in an R-rated movie, you could do a little bit more. I think. But for the most part, I think, little bits in here and there, I thought was quite enjoyable. I mean, I laughed at a few jokes that you know he had, and I knew they were coming, but I still laughed because I'm just a sucker for those jokes. um, and yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry for the exterior noise. Can't think of anything else because this is just really uh, a food fight movie meets a Seth Rogen movie, and that's about it. It's just like two movies mashed together, and it's just a better food fight slash better reboot of food fight slash a better adaptation of food fight, I would say. So yeah, that's about it, and see you next time. Bye.